Right, so hello. Today I wanted to make a comeback with a very easy video, which is my May TBR. I have been MIA for some time because I had some stressful few weeks. It was filled with overwhelming anxiety and I could not the second I thought about filming, I was nope, that's not gonna happen. So we're gonna start easy with a TBR. Mostly it's going to be my TBR for the 1900s to 1950s readathon that is hosted by Katie from Books and Things. I will link her channel in the description. I was so happy that she decided to host this readathon because I actually wanted to host a similar readathon myself, but I've decided that's a silly idea because I do not have enough subscribers to, host a readathon. But I will actually start with two books that I will read kind of outside of that readathon because I thought it would be good to kind of mix it up and add some kind of modern books to my May TBR, so I'm not reading only classics / modern classics throughout May. So the first book I would like to read in May is The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. I actually read every single book Emily St. John Mandel has ever published, except for this one. The Glass Hotel came out last year and I had some problems with the book depository because I pre-ordered it actually, but then it was kind of around when coronavirus kind of started spreading and the edition that I pre-ordered kind of was never in stock, so I waited 2 months and it never I don't want to say came back into stock, but because it was never there because I pre-ordered it and they never sent it to me. I was in touch with some customer service person and yeah, after 2 months I cancelled my order. And then I kind of started seeing reviews for this book and they were kind of mixed, and the other editions that they had in stock, I didn't like them. So all in all, it's a year later, I finally ordered this book. There's a new edition that came out that's very similar to the edition that I don't like, but it doesn't kind of have the trees, if I remember correctly, on the front. So I like it a little bit more, but yeah, it should be coming next week, so that's the first book. The other book is a non-fiction. It's a memoir called Inferno, a memoir of motherhood and madness. From what I've heard, this book is about Catharine who gave birth to her child and after that kind of experienced very severe psychosis, and it didn't go away and she had to be admitted into a psychiatric hospital. And that's all I know. I am very interested in kind of mental illness and mental health, so that's another book I would like to read in May. Okay, now for the books that I would like to read for the readathon. I have all the challenges on my phone. So the first challenge is read a book published in 1950s from the country you're from. This was a hard one. I don't really read much of Polish literature at all, but I found one that was actually on my bookshelf, and that is Znachor by Tadeusz dołęga-mostowicz. I don't know much about this book except for the fact it's about a doctor who goes to some kind of countryside, a village, and then he loses his memory. That's all I know. I know it's a kind of classic, modern classic. When was it written? I'll put on the screen when this was written. I don't have any expectations when it comes to this book, so we'll see. Okay, second challenge. Read a book published in 1950s from a different country. That's easy. Okay, maybe this will be the last challenge I will talk about. The next challenge is read a genre classic. So I would like to read Agatha Christie because that's a classic mystery, and it would be nice to read her, especially because some of the classics I have in my TBR are a little bit dense, and Agatha Christie, I find her books so easy to read. So the book I would like to read would be either The Caribbean Mystery. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? I don't remember. But yeah, that's I think the 9th book in the Miss Marple series, and I'm kind of going through it chronologically, so I read all the 8 other books, and I think there's 12 books overall. The last one is Sleeping Murder, so I was waiting to read Caribbean Mystery until it got a little bit warmer, and I think May would be the right time to read it. The other book that I could use for this prompt is also by Agatha Christie, and that is Cards on the Table. I think it's a Poirot mystery. I don't love Poirot mysteries because I don't like Poirot as a detective, as a person, as a character. But I know Mara from Books Like Whoa, she did a ranking of all of like Agatha Christie books, pretty much all of them. I will link it in the description too. And I'm pretty sure Cards on the Table is one of her favorites. And there's so many books by Agatha Christie, so you know, to say that out of like 60 or I don't know 70 books that she's read, this one is in the like top 10 or top 5. I think that says something. So either of those two would be eligible for this challenge, I guess. Then we have read something published in 1950s that isn't a novel. Okay, so I have two options here. The first one is Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke. This is super short, and yeah, it is just a collection of a few letters that Rilke sent to, I don't know, like a very young man who wanted to be a poet or a writer, and yeah, they exchanged letters. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about writing and art, stuff like that. I've heard some amazing things about this, and it's super short. Another thing, this I'm definitely reading. But there's another thing that I could read also, and that is a play by Chekhov. So I'm torn between The Seagull or The Cherry Orchard? How do you say that? So I'm pretty sure both The Seagull and the other one, they're both comedies. I mean, wait. Here, I'm pretty sure it says it's a comedy. Yeah, comedy in 4 acts. But on Goodreads, I'm pretty sure it says it's a tragic comedy, and I love tragic comedies. Like, those probably are my favorite kind of plays, so we'll see. Then we have little work of literature published in 1900-1950, set during or exploring World War I or World War II. So it doesn't have to explore World War I or World War II, but it can be just set during those years, if I understand this challenge correctly. So I think oh, it doesn't have the year it was published here. So I could be wrong, but I think Summer by Edith Wharton, can you see anything? Yeah, Summer by Edith Wharton was published in 1917. I think so. So I think it is good work. I do not know anything about this book except for the fact that it's called Summer, so I think it might have some summer vibes. And oh, that's it. The last challenge is a bonus challenge, which is read a book from every decade of the period. So 1900s, 1910s, 1920s, 1930s, 1940s. I don't think I'm gonna do it, but let me talk about a few other books that I have in my TBR that don't really, you know, feel any of the... Oh wait, I still have that challenge I didn't talk about. Okay, so read a book published in this period from a different country. So let's talk about a few options here. I would like to read either Orlando by Virginia Woolf or Tender is the Night by Scott Fitzgerald. I've heard from Claire from the channel Claire Clementine. I will link her channel in the description. She's lovely. I love listening to her opinions on books. Especially if you enjoy classics, you might consider subscribing to her. So she talked about this book because I know she's a fan of F. Scott Fitzgerald, but she didn't actually like it. So even though she didn't actually like it, the way she talked about this book made me interested in the plot. I've read The Great Gatsby and fairly enjoyed it. And I do know this book is about a character called Dick and his wife who is suffering from some like mental issues, and I do know it's like partially based on a Fitzgerald like life. That's a possibility. And the last thing I would like to talk about is short stories by Ian Forster. I do love Ian Forster. The only thing that I haven't read yet are his short stories, and also his novel The Longest Journey. I do think it's kind of least popular novel by him, and it does have some like mixed reviews, so we'll see. But I haven't read any short stories by Fitzgerald. By Ian Forster, and I actually got those two books. Two of my friends, like two different friends, gifted Forster's short stories to me, and I was like, wow, I guess I do talk about Forster quite a lot. So I don't mind having two of the same books because they are different editions and I like them both. So I think the most famous short story by Forster is The Machine Stops. You know, I could kind of dip in and out of this if I have the time, so maybe read like one or two short stories by him. So that's everything. I know that's very ambitious, but I do not plan on reading like every single thing that I mentioned in this video. Those are just like my options. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's nice to be back. I hope I will not disappear for another few months yet again. Also, quick update. I haven't been reading much this year because I've been in a slump, so I only read like, what, 14, 15 books this year so far. And normally I would be around like 30 probably by this time, like in the year. So would you like me to make a wrap up of books I read so far this year? Tell me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!